Hi, and welcome everyone. I'm so glad you're here with me today. I have a question for you. Have you ever come across a word you didn't know the meaning of while you were reading? Well, what did you do? There's so many great books out there. Books about monsters. And of course, there's Dogman. And these books all have words that might be unfamiliar to you. What do you do while you're reading them? So, don't worry. I'm here to help you. We're going to be looking at context clues. That is the key to figuring out words that you don't know the meaning of. And there's so many different types. So let's dig in. So, in today's lesson, we're going to define what context clues are, provide different examples of context clues, and practice using context clues in a creative writing activity. First, let's define what context clues are. Context clues are hints from the text that help us figure out the meaning of unfamiliar words. Imagine you're a detective gathering clues from the sentences around the unknown word to make an educated guess about its definition. There are different types of context clues: synonyms, antonyms, definitions, and examples. Those are the different types that we'll be going over today. So let's get started. All right, let's start with synonym context clues. And this type of context clue, there is another word in the text that has a similar meaning to the unknown word. Let's look at the example. The effects of climate change could lead to the eradication or complete extinction of certain species on this planet. The synonym for the term eradication is in this sentence. Where is the synonym context clue? Let's find out. So, if we look, another word for the text has a similar meaning to the unknown word. In this example, extinction has a similar meaning to eradication. So, extinction is a synonym for the word eradication. Now, now let's look at antonym context clues. This context clue is when there is another word in the text that means the opposite as the unfamiliar word. The antonym of drought is somewhere in the sentence. Let's take a look. Whereas some regions are experiencing prolonged droughts, there are other areas across the globe that are enduring devastating floods. Where is the antonym? Let's take a look. I see it. Floods. Floods means an overflowing of water. So the opposite of that is a drought, which is a very, very long period of dry weather. Next up, we have definition context clue. This type of context clue is when the meaning of the word is directly stated in the text. Here, the sentence actually contains the definition of climate change. Let's take a look. Climate change, which refers to long term shifts in temperature and weather patterns, results in changes to ecosystems and the environment. In this example, we see the definition. It means a long term shift in temperature and weather patterns. That is the definition of a climate change. And last, we're going to take a look at example context clues. In this type of context clue, an example of the word is in the sentence or in a nearby sentence. For example, the word celestial bodies in this sentence has examples. Let's take a look. Celestial bodies such as sun, moon, and stars are fascinating to study. Oh, look at that. And I see a clue that lets me know what the example is, such as is now cluing me in that sun, moon, and stars are examples of celestial bodies. Now it's going to be your turn to practice. Uncovering context clues. Read the following sentences carefully. Each sentence contains an unfamiliar word. Let's think about the meaning of the unfamiliar words and identify them using context clues. Are you ready? All right, let's summarize what we've learned so far. We've learned that context clues are tools for understanding and deciphering unknown words while we read. There are different types of context clues: synonyms, antonyms, definitions, and examples. Now, on the last part, you're going to be using a word in a sentence and using a context clues to help share the meaning of that word. All right, let's get started. So for this activity, you're going to need a piece of paper, either lined or unlined, and something to write with. Check with your teacher to see if you can use colored pens or if you have to use a pencil. Now, you'll also need a word either given by your teacher or from a book. I'm going to be using the word ridiculous from the book Dog Man. So I'm going to write my word at the top, and then I'm going to write my sentence under my word. Unlike the serious and logical plan we had, comma, his suggestion was completely ridiculous. All right, so my word is ridiculous. I'm going to underline it. And my context clues, my context clue, which is an antonym, is serious and logical. Serious and logical has the opposite meaning of ridiculous. All right, so now it's your turn. All right, that's the end of our video. I hope you all had fun learning about context clues and you can pick them out in the future.